Yo, what is going on, guys? Earlier this week, I put out a poll to see what you guys wanted to see on the channel. And for those of you who voted, thank you so much. You guys are absolutely top tier. Now, to my surprise, Banette EX actually won the poll. So I wanted to showcase a build of Banette EX here on the channel today. And if you guys did vote for another deck on that poll, don't worry. I will definitely be getting around to playing with those decks here soon. Of course, like I said, I wanted to put out a poll and see what you guys wanted to see the most. So let's get into this deck profile. But before we do, if you guys liked the video today, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I've got so many more fun decks to cover for you guys now that Scarlet and Violet is finally here. So Banette EX is a 250 HP stage 1 that really centers around Everlasting Darkness. It's 30 damage and item lock. So item lock has always been good in the history of the Pokemon trading card game, and so the biggest downside is it doesn't do a lot of damage. But when you item lock, you get it off, then your opponent can't play their trainers, so you can use Poltergeist. Your opponent reveals their hand and it's 60 for each trainer you find there. So in theory, if your opponent has only 4 trainers in hand, you're doing 240. So it's a lot of damage that this deck can actually pump out in theory. But like I said, you really want to item lock. Item lock is definitely the name of the game. But the item lock doesn't do a lot of damage. So the main way we get around that is we use cards like Weepinbell. Weepinbell is a stage 1 that says when you evolve this Pokemon from your hand to your bench, you burn and poison the active Pokemon. So you item lock for 30 damage, then you evolve into Weepinbell, Dangerous Mucus, that does 60, right? And then you use one of your many tools like either Vitality Band or Cleansing Gloves, which do additional damage to specific types of Pokemon. You can hit 70 damage, 80, 90 damage, and take KOs and item lock. The decks I'm talking about, for those of you that don't know, are Gardevoir-based decks who typically lead Pokemon like Mew and Raw to our 60, 70 HP, or Lost Box, which mainly leads with Comfey and has 70 HP. So that's the strategy we're going for, is we're trying to hit these meta decks and do well into specifically those meta decks by doing enough damage to not only item lock, but also take prize cards on easy, low HP Pokemon. Those are the kind of decks that this deck preys upon. Now, I've got a couple other fun things in the deck. I'm playing a Mew build because Mew is searchable off Fog Crystal. I really like that, which is great because I'm playing a couple Fog Crystals in the deck because it's an easy way to find your Shuppets. I'm also playing a different Banette. This Banette's actually pretty cool. Puppet Offering. You can put in the supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. If you do, put this Pokemon and all cards attached to it, or you discard all cards and put this Pokemon into the Lost Zone. So Banette is a great way to actually recycle important supporters, like potentially Boss's Orders, maybe a Miriam, a Raihan, something of that nature. I really like it. It's actually come in clutch for me a few times, so I like this Banette as an additional option. And then we've got a lot of search cards, Ultra Balls, Level Balls, Fog Crystals, as well as Battle VIP Passes, going heavy on search because we really need to find our Pokemon, because we need to get Shuppet set up as soon as possible, as well as Weepinbell so we can do damage, and Mew is, of course, like I said, a necessary component to the deck. I'm also playing 4 Hammers, not to be a scoundrel, but because it actually helps this deck, because this deck is so slow-paced. It's more of a control deck. You know, you item lock them, you stop them from doing anything, you Crushing Hammer away their energy, and that's the name of the game. I'm also playing Path to the Peak. Path to the Peak is solid because, of course, not only are you item locking, you're also then ability locking, which can be really beneficial. So this is the deck list. Yeah, not much else to talk about. That's really all there is to it. It's a very simple strategy. Item lock, then do big damage when they have items, a lot of items and trainers in their hand. Let's get into some games. All right, let's do this. Item lock has always been powerful. I mean, we have Seismitoad EX back in the day. If you guys have been around for that long, there is Vikavolt is in recent times was pretty powerful. Mainly because Vikavolt could get a turn 1 item lock off going second. So you could just get a Melanie and attach, and you have a turn 1 item lock going. Whereas this deck can't really do that. So it kind of struggles. It does need to go first. You do need to be able to... Oh, wow, that sure is a hand. That is a combination of cards, technically. Oh, wow, this hand is kind of not good at all. We are playing against... Okay. This is interesting because I think that this matchup isn't terrible. Because typically your opponent has lots of supporters, lots of item cards, and sometimes their hand can get clogged with stuff like Nest Ball and whatnot. So we'll have to see. If our opponent doesn't thin down their hand, we can definitely make this this trainer, the item lock work and extra damage for each trainer in their hand. There we go. My words were, I was speaking too fast in my brain. My brain was throwing out words that my mouth was not able to keep up with. Double turbo. What the heck? And a pass. Okay. We top deck another energy. Wow, that is all kinds of terrible. Well, I'm inclined to go like this. Ultra Ball, get rid of this and Boss. I'm gonna grab a Mew. I see 4 2-line in here. Grab a Mew, 2 Banettes, 3 shot. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna grab a Mew. I'm gonna bench, and I'm gonna retreat into the Mew. I know it sounds kind of criminal when I could potentially get a turn 1 item lock off with this, but I needed a little more. I needed to hit Battle VIP Pass there, and unfortunately I did not. So I'm just going to have to go Path, Attach, and Pass. There's nothing else I can really do, unfortunately. Now, I do have a really low bench size, so the Raikus aren't going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. At the same time, if they fill up their bench, they can still do enough damage to really put on the hurt. So, we'll have to see. Alright, yeah, at least we have an energy attached next turn. I mean, but we don't have enough cards, really. That's the problem. We don't have enough cards to actually do anything meaningful. Raihan maybe would be really solid here. There's an attach for turn. I don't know why my opponent's playing the double turbo. What colorless or what lightning Pokemon requires the double turbo in their list? Maybe they're playing Flying Pikachu? Flying Pikachu could definitely be an option. I've seen Flying Pikachu pop up here and there in some Miraidon lists, just as like a heavy counter to Lost Box. Even though I don't think it's a super hard counter, I still think it does the job. Wow, 2 hits off the generator. Chill, bro. That means he can go into the one without the... Oh no, just going in for a Lightning Rondo. Doesn't KO because of the damage reduction from the turbo. I was about to say, he should have retreated. Alright, watch me get 2 Battle VIP passes here. Oh, but we do get Fog Crystal and Level Ball. I'm going to grab the Level Ball because, well, we do need a backup Shuppet, so I guess Fog Crystal's better. Level Ball is better in my deck because it's easier to pull off. I can always Ultra Ball here. I am giving him more damage output, but I can always do Attach for turn, Fog Crystal, grab another Shuppet. Man, this is a iffy start for both of us here. And pass. Yeah, we kind of need to open Battle VIP Pass. That's what I was saying about the deck, is it just really needs to get set up. If it doesn't set up, the deck can actually kind of struggle. But I like the item lock. I like the ability lock. I think it's a really cool concept overall. So we'll just have to see if we can make this happen, Captain. The path might be hurting him because he can't use his ability Fleet Foot to draw some cards, so not going too terribly, I suppose. Hello, friend? How clogged can your hand be? This is why I'd be scared to Poltergeist right now, because if I do Poltergeist, I mean, his hand is jammed, right? So he's probably got maybe evolutions in there, energy. Now, he does take a prize card, which is nice, because if it is a trainer, that does increase my damage. At the same time, I kind of have nothing going on in this hand. I need to... Okay. Well, I can item lock him, technically. Oof, wow, this hand is really, really brutal. So I can go here. And then we can just go for a Everlasting Darkness. A whole 40 damage, I know, right, guys? I know, chill. Chill, Banette. But with the chip damage, we should definitely be able to get a KO next turn, right? Right? And he's only doing, what, 40, 60, 20? Yeah, he's still only doing 40 damage, which is not a significant amount. I know, this is typically the point where I'm just like, he's item locked. He grabs a tool, but he grabbed something he can't use. Awesome, you exchanged a trainer for a trainer you can't play. Good job. Typically, this is the part in the game where maybe I talk about my hand and talk about my future potential plays, but, yeah. That's not happening right now. I've got nothing going on. I would love an energy off the top. And Arvin, that'll do it. We get this as well as another one of our tool cards here. Bam, bam. Fog Crystal will get us the energy. Let's go. How many more energies? Hello, can we grab it, please, game? Come on. We'll go here. Bam. And then let's see if he has... Can we KO him with Poltergeist, please? I need 3. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Wow, that is a horrendous hand. Double boss? Wow, that's bad. Yeah, my opponent really has nothing going on. Yeah, double boss plus the Ultra Ball. He can play the Ultra Ball here. Maybe he has a Luminion in his deck and he can go in for a big fat research, but I would like to say that my item lock put in work, but it didn't. He just had a really bad hand. We'll have to see, though, because if he fills up his bench, he can still knock me out, which is really scary, actually, because I've only got 210. There's a Miraidon. Yeah. Scary. Miraidon comes down. He gets both Alekis, or Miraidon Aleki. Yeah, because he does base 220. So as long as he's able to fill up his bench here, he actually knocks out my Banette, and I have no response. So... we'll just have to see. Double Turbo. Okay, he plays multiple copies of Double Turbo. For sure. Tandem unit's probably going to happen. Grab himself maybe a couple of Lekis. Miraidon. Oh, the Pat! Never mind. I'm just... I forgot what my own deck does, guys! I forgot that I even had a path out. Wow, I'm bad at the game. I'm like, why isn't he doing that? He can't, Michael. Keep it together, bro. I could grab another Shuppet. I could start getting out a Bellsprout, potentially. Thin that out of my deck. Although I could grab a Mew for a potential pivot Pokemon. Let's grab out a Bellsprout. I kind of like the Bellsprout. Although, if he knocks this out, I want to... Never mind. I'm just going to grab a Shuppet because I'm a wuss, honestly. Crushing Hammer. Do I hit the active? I mean, so in order for me to KO the active, he needs 4 trainers in his 4-card hand. And I highly doubt that he has 4 trainers in his 4-card hand. We get heads here. Because he didn't research or anything, right? So we know he has double boss in his hand. Plus, what else did he get rid of? I wasn't paying enough attention, honestly. What did he get rid of off the Ultra Ball? Double Lightning. Did he have 3 Lightning in hand? Because he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think so. So let's get rid of it off the active, I suppose. Just in case. Can I? Thank you. Okay, we'll do that. I'll attach there, I suppose. And then, I guess we could also item lock, because how bad is it for me to item lock this turn? Let's go for an item lock here. Let's poke him. Because this softens him up, makes it a lot easier for us to for us to take the KO on this Raikou. Now, I'm kind of content that my opponent is bricking, although the path has really slowed my opponent down. So it's kind of why I play the path in deck, because he hasn't been able to fleet foot. There were, what, 2-3 turns where he wasn't able to fleet foot and draw cards? See, I didn't think it mattered, but still, I felt like it was nice to get it off the active. It forces the attach there. Yeah, he can't tandem unit. That's crazy. Because that's one of the benefits of tandem unit, of the ability on Miraidon, is that it thins your deck out, so you don't draw into those said Pokemon. But my opponent doesn't really have that downside or has the downside now. Those Pokemon are in his deck, and I top deck a research because I'm just better at the game. That's really all there is to it. So we can go Bellsprout down. I'll level ball and I'll get down another Bellsprout. I don't think the Mew is necessary anymore. So we can go there. I can Crushing Hammer 1. We'll try and hit it off the bench, I suppose. Wow, this is... Okay, sure. Now, I don't know how many trainer cards he has in his hand. That's the thing. I'm going to save my other Crushing Hammer. I guess I could have gone both off the active. That would have definitely been a potential play. Yeah, let's throw out the other hammer. Yeah, the double turbo is doing nothing over there. That's okay. And then we're going to go for a Poltergeist now. I'm going to say yes. Let's do this. He has 2 trainers in his hand, so not enough to knock out quite yet. A little unfortunate, but way of the road. Yo, Path is an absolute MVP right now, guys. Path is seriously goated. I mean, he does 80, another 80, so he does get the knockout here, but I'm getting a return KO with Item Lock. Because Arven can get me Ultra Ball. Lightning Energy goes there. Arven gets me Ultra Ball here, right? Because I'm down, what, 2 Ultra Balls? In theory, I have another Ultra Ball in the deck, so we'll have to see. If anything, I actually kill him with Burn and Poison as well. I have that option. So my opponent does get 2 prize cards here. Now, we get to see what those cards are with Item Lock, which is incredible. And we top deck the Banette. Wow, that's really just good. I can Arven here. Arven can get me some other cards. I'm out of Fog Crystals, unfortunately. But I can go with Hammer here, I suppose. And a Vitality Band. And then we're just going to Hammer off the bench. We don't. Okay, that's fine. We flipped a decent amount on those, so I can't really complain too much. And then, yeah, we'll Item Lock my opponent. And take another 2 prize cards. Whew! These games are just really slow, guys. I mean, what more can I do, right? Sad face? Oh, sad face, my opponent. I don't know if you guys can see over here, but my opponent did a sad face. My face might be blocking his sad face. I'm still messing around with my counts of tools. I'm still kind of all over the place about what I feel like is best in this list. Now, here we saw that having the gloves, the electric gloves, might have actually been better for me overall. Because we might have been able to knock out, right? I think we would have gotten a knockout 1 turn sooner had we had the right tool on. That's okay. We're chilling. He has a 5-card hand. Let's see what we can do. Now, we can always get... Now, okay, wow, that's a crazy good top deck. I can bench my next Shuppet. I love the Raihan because when I get knocked out, which I inevitably will here, I can always start with a Weepin' Bell as well. Let's get some extra damage on board. That might really, really help. I would like to use Dangerous Mucus. I think that's going to be really solid here because then that turns this Item Lock into a 40, 50, a 70 damage Item Lock, guys. Really, really solid. Yeah, now he's down to 150. Burn. He does not cure the burn, which is incredible. Wow, guys. I gotta be honest, though. Path MVP. This is crazy. I'm just chilling right now. Like, what? I haven't been able to do much turn to turn, but I haven't needed to do much because Item Lock plus Path is so fun. Let's say, like I said, if he does knock this bad boy out, I always have Raihan. And once again, if I need something else, I can always use a different combination of cards because like Raihan can get me out of this dead hand single-handedly, which is really solid. Alecki comes into play, but it doesn't matter because he still can't bump my stadium. Now, my opponent played an Arven earlier. Now, what he didn't grab is a Lost Vacuum, which is why I'm currently playing a Lost Vacuum in my Miraidon list, because this deck, the Miraidon deck, plays multiple counts of Arven, so Arven is always an out to Path to the Peak right here. So, paying the retreat cost, like I said, he's fairly damaged though. What do I have? Do I have a boss in the discard? I do. Can I top deck Banette? That would be nuts, right? I mean, not Banette EX, but my other Banette, the Lost Zone Banette. That would be really, really crazy, right? There's no way. Energy's good. I don't know where I want this energy yet, though. I don't think Poltergeist is the play. I think I actually continue to item lock him here. I don't want a Poltergeist, because I want to be able to potentially grab something else. I think I attach to the bench, actually. I really do. And then we'll go for another item lock. It is only 40 damage. It would have been 60, right? With the gloves. See, I'm still in between what I want to put in this list, but like I said, I'm still testing a lot of stuff out. There's a lot of stuff to try with this deck. I tried with like Clef Key engine, so like 4 Clef Keys, so I ability lock off the rip, and don't have to worry about finding Path to the Peak. So this Regieleki can't actually even KO me, which is kind of nice. He's only doing 220. Even though Banette's HP is fairly low, we're still kind of chilling. Alright, there's the max Thunder and Lightning. There's still no knockout. Avery. Well, we can always play the Avery right now, see what we draw. An energy here would be pretty nice. Wow, that's not even, that's a lot of supporters. Okay. Sure. I guess we can always go for another Everlasting Darkness, guys. Is this a riveting gameplay right here, where I click Everlasting Darkness for like 12 turns in a row and do nothing? Oh gosh. Yes, guys, this is right here. This is the end of pass. Yes, you can't use Max Thunder and Lightning 2 turns in a row. How many trainers do you think he's got in his hand, guys? How many do you think he's got? You think he's got a lot? Think he's got none? I'll put down another Bellsprout. Let's go. Do I try and go for the KO right now? Do I Poltergeist him? I have to hit energy. That is another thing I got to do, is I have to hit energy. We'll shuffle in this, this, and this. Bam, shuffle those 3 in. Draw 3. We draw into another Banette, which isn't terrible. We also don't draw into our... So if I were to... Yeah, we don't draw into any energy. How much energy do I still have in the deck? We've got 1, 2... Oh, so 5, 6, 7. I have 1 more energy in the deck, theoretically. I don't even know if it's in there, guys. Alright, Everlasting Darkness again! First of all, I'd like to thank Path for helping me out in this matchup. Max Thunder and Lightning. Finally getting a KO on my Banette, going down to 1 prize card. But I mean, this is exactly what the deck wants to do. Path, item lock. No abilities, no items, and slowly but steadily win this game. Now, my opponent did draw 2 there, so we can go Bellsprout here. Would I like to burn and poison? Yes, this is going to help us with that additional damage. And then I can go Raihan to guarantee my energy attach for turn. And then I can grab whatever card I want out of my deck. I don't know what else I need. So I think I'm like grabbing this Banette for follow-up for the next turn, right? Banette? Well, I don't have a backup attacker, so I would actually probably prefer to not grab this. Better just to grab like a Shuppet or something, right? Just in case, another Shuppet. We go here, and there's no way he doesn't have a lot of item cards. Look at that. Let's see how much damage we're doing, guys. There's no way. He drew so many. Look at all those trainer cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 430? Oh my god. What? His hand was so jammed. That was crazy. Yo. Alright guys, slow and steady wins the race, right? Alright, this is the point in the video where I give you my conclusion about the deck, what I'd add, what I'd change, what I'd take away, so on and so forth. So, here's the deal, guys. Just, come here. Don't play this deck. It is horrendously bad. The damage is low, you can't item lock turn 1. I mean, in theory, you can item lock with the Shuppet, but many times I just flipped tails and they knocked out my only Shuppet with energy, and it was never worth it because then I didn't have a 2 energy Poltergeist next turn. So, like, it just never felt worth it to me. And I've tried so many different builds, guys. I've tried a Zoroark build, a B-Barrel build. I tried Clef Keys. I've tried Gardevoir build. And in the Gardevoir build, I just ended up using all the other Gardevoir components because that stuff was just better. Like, I don't know. This is the point in the video as well where I'd be like, if you want to play this deck list, it's down in the description. I'm not even going to put it down in the description because I don't want you guys to torture yourself and try and play this deck. This is the version that did end up working out the best for me for like the additional damage wise, you know, to really help it pump out some bigger numbers with its low damage. And then, like I said, this build performed the best. But that's not very good. Like I said, I'm not going to be like a typical YouTuber and be like, I got these 2 great games out of 2 days of bad testing, 2-3 days of testing. And so I'm just going to showcase the one game where I was able to actually pull off the item and ability lock, and it worked out really well. But other than that, it's been a big struggle bus to actually make this deck perform. So, but if you guys like this video, drop a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I've got so many more fun and actually good decks coming out here on the channel here soon. Now that Scarlet and Violet is here, and we have so many fun EX and single prize decks to cover on the channel. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.